Paula. You know, before Paula comes, I know some of you, most of us know her, but not all. But Paula, you can come just once. Paula has been on Mercy Ships, 40 years. Paula was on Mercy Ships. Now, Mercy Ships, if you don't know what they are, it's a health ship, you know, like a hospital on the sea. And what they do is that they go around various places in the world to treat people who, if not for Mercy Ship, they wouldn't have any treatment. You know, and she was there for 40 years. You know, I know, well, she's there. Anyway, all right, so she's got more to tell you and some things to watch. And so just open your heart and hear what God is saying. Amen.
He's stealing my words. Good morning, everybody. I was so moved, I still am, with your story, because it's the healing of God. But he heals through the love of his people. We are the expression of Jesus in our world today. Our calling is not to save people. Our calling is to love. The great commandment he gave was to love, to care for one another. And your story was so beautiful. We give praise to the Lord for the healing and know that he will complete it. But it was the love that came to you through this wonderful, wonderful family. And I feel very blessed that I am part of your family. I only sort of show up once in a while, but I feel very embraced and loved when I'm here, so I thank you for that. It's been my enormous privilege and blessing to have worked and served with Mercy Ships for almost 40 years. But, you know, the greatest joy of this journey with him is getting to know him, because he is so fabulous. And he's so wonderful, and his sole aim is to bring wholeness and freedom and health and fullest joy into each of our lives. And whenever he says, do this, don't do this, it's not to curtail freedom or joy, it's to increase it. And so that's been one of my greatest joys in serving him, and I just wanted to share that with you, is get to know him more, because the more you know him, the more you'll realize how incredible he is. And as you open your hearts increasingly to him, all that's going to come your way is greater measure of sparkling, bubbling joy and tremendous freedom. What a God we serve, eh? I love the worship leader, wherever you are. Loved all the songs that you sang today. This one, let the weak say, I am. Let the poor say. And we're going to see a couple of stories here later on, and this is their testimony. We treat around 2,000 people every single year, and you'll see typical cases. You're going to see, just so that children know, parents can warn your children. We're going to see a young boy who's very badly deformed in his legs, and a woman who's been carrying an 8-pound tumor on her face for 25 years. So they'll be difficult to see if you've never seen that sort of thing before. But let the weak say, I am strong. When people leave after having been with the presence of the Lord on the Mercy Ship, the weak say, I am strong. I can run, I can jump, I can dance again. The little boys, I can play football now. Let the poor say, I have been enriched because I have been around the people of God, and the healing of God has come into my life. Mercy Ships works in areas of the world where there's little or no access to health care. 2 out of 3 people in the world cannot access safe and affordable surgery, and we're working to change those odds. Can you imagine if your child loses the ability to walk? Or if your sight suddenly starts to become dim and there's nothing you can do about it and you slowly go blind? Or if you have an illness that steals your capacity to provide for your children, no help is possible. This is the case in so many areas of sub-Saharan Africa. And so one of the things we do, we offer free surgeries on the ship. We provide training for local medical professionals. We renovate hospitals and clinics. We donate medical equipment and tools. It just goes on and on. We build a 5-year relationship with a nation when we go in, working closely with the government to seek and work and aim for lasting change. On the Africa Mercy, there are 450 people from about 400 nations, an eclectic mix of skills and personalities, and all with one heart working to reflect the beauty of Jesus. Now, the Africa Mercy has 450 people, but we have a new ship that's being built at the moment, hopefully coming online possibly next year. And that ship has the capacity for 700 crew. Now, and I tell you that because the ship is not just medical people. There are plumbers and carpenters and IT specialists and social workers and chaplains and, and all teachers and receptionists and cooks. And the skills that many of you have, and you young ones that you're going to be learning when you go to university in 10 years' time, come to the Mercy Ship. Because there's the capacity to contribute whatever your skill is and to be a part of an amazing enterprise that God has raised up. Okay, I'm going to show you one of the 2 videos. They're very short. The Africa Mercy is currently in Guinea, in Conakry. Last year we were in Cameroon, and whenever we go into a country, we stay 10 months in each place. So you're able to really get a lot done and see much happen in that period of time. I'm going to show you first a video of Valerie. Valerie had an 8-pound tumor, as I said earlier, on her face, and it grew over the process of 25 years. Can you imagine? Quarter of a century. That is one degree of suffering, to bear this kind of ostracism and just rejection from so many people. But can you imagine you have a daughter? The daughter's growing. She's very beautiful. She's slender. She's growing like a willow tree. And one day at 7, you see a similar tumor sprouting on her face. This is Valerie's story.
J'attendais seulement mon jour. Ça me faisait du mal parce que comme moi-même, j'ai porté aussi la tumeur. Bon, il n'y a pas de moyens. Elle était encore enfant. Donc, à partir de 20 ans, ça serait plus gros.
J'avais 7 ans quand ma maladie avait commencé. J'ai vu une petite boule sur ma joue. Ça a commencé à grandir.
S'il n'y avait pas même ces chiffres, moi j'avais désespéré parce que je n'avais pas de moyens. Et j'étais conscient qu'arrivant à même ces chiffres, tout va se passer bien. Parce que j'avais regardé mon visage comme m'a opéré hier. Parce qu'il y avait encore la bande bongo comme ça, je me disais que peut-être que moi. Mais quand on a enlevé la bande, premier pansement, j'ai dit que oui, me voici, est-ce que c'est vraiment réel?
To meet people who don't do a double take, who don't make comments, that don't look, and just love them for who they are. There's no words that can describe how she must have felt.
Quand je suis venue, et que les gens n'ont pu reconnaître, c'est tout le monde qui venait m'embrasser, je pouvais même tomber par terre. J'ai découvert une vie nouvelle en même ceci. Oui. Pour moi, c'est un miracle. Pour moi et ma famille.
Valerie said, once I get on the Mercy ship, I know I'll be okay. She'd heard testimonies of other people's stories. But, you know, the ship is just metal. It's cold, it's hard, it's lifeless. But the people on board that God has put there, because he called together a tribe of people whose heart is to care for those that have little or nothing, whose heart is to raise up, like his, to always raise the poor and the needy, who say, we want to give, we want to help, we want to be a part of God's face and God's heart to our world. That's what Mercy Ships is all about. And so it's the love of God that Valerie encountered in the lives of the people on the ship that changed everything. But those that work on the ship are simply one part, 1/3 of what makes all this possible, because without the army of saints that are praying, and I know that several of you that have known me and known Mercy Ships, you have prayed over the years for me and for us. And it's part of what enables us to be the effective tool for God that we are. And then there are those that give also, because without those that give, we wouldn't get out of the dock, of course. And so there are those that have the dream, have the inspiration to set up something like this. Then there are those that go and get involved. Then there are those that pray, and then those that say, hey, I can't go, I can't give. You know, I can't go and be a part, but hey, I can give. I can do what I can financially to undergird and support this wonderful work. And so thank you for those of you that have one of any of those sections that make all of this possible. If you do want to know more about Mercy Ships, you young people, I'm still looking at you, because it's, oh my gosh, it's the most incredible adventure. The last time I was on board, I met this young 18-year-old girl. She was 2021. She was a fashion student. And one doesn't expect fashion to go with work like we do. But there she was. She had done 2 years of fashion. And then she said, no, I want to do something more, something different. She came on the ship for 3 months, loved it so much, she stayed another 3 months. And then she went back to her fashion. But it's a fantastic place to be. I want to see some of you young people there. If you want to know more, investigate mercyships.org.uk. Now I want us to take a look at Pierre. This is Pierre's story.
Pierre se relève donc pour recommencer à marcher à nouveau. Je vois comment le genou est tordu. À ce moment-là, je n'étais pas à l'aise. Je me disais que mon enfant est déjà handicapé. J'ai entendu parler de Mercy Ships par ma sœur. Elle me dit donc, vais te voir ici avec l'enfant. Prends Pierre et prends le chemin. J'arrive ici. Ça me faisait mal. Parce que je me suis dit qu'on devait opérer mon enfant. Pour cela que je ne fais que pleurer. Je ne faisais que pleurer, mais j'aime pas voir quand mon enfant souffre. J'aime souffrir à la place de mes enfants.
When we're able to provide them with the surgery, we're able to straighten their legs, we start to see a transformation that takes place. And we start to see a little twinkle come back in their eye.
Depuis qu'on a fait l'opération à mon fils, je suis à l'aise. Même si j'ai fait genre de problème, je disais quand je pense à quand je vois mon enfant marcher. À
I still cry because it's just the love of God. It's just the goodness of God. And Valerie's story, Valerie and Edith and Pierre's story, these are not extraordinary. Every day, this is what we're treating. Additionally, people with cataracts. So you have children. I never knew till I was in Africa. I never knew that children were born with cataracts and that they would know the touch of their mother or her voice, but had never seen her. And so to operate on children and be there when they see their mother or their father for the first time. So we do ophthalmic surgery too. But this is every day, every week, for 10 months of a year as we're in a country. Yeah. I noticed your flyer. I carry and proclaim the favor of the Lord. It's like, hey, we are an extension of you because that's what we do. We carry his favor. We carry his love, his heart. And by his grace, we're able to meet the needs of so many. So mercy ships, many nations, one heart. Many cultures, one hope. And many talents, one goal. To honor the one whose name we bear. We carry the name of Christ. We want to live in a way that reflects him and brings glory to him. Mercy ships is to speak for those who have no voice, who are hidden in the bushes and the villages and shunned and ostracized. We speak for those who have no voice. We care for those who have little or no choice. We live in a way that defines belief, faith. We love, though it may cost, to assuage grief. So come and join us in any way you can in our mission, in God's mission of mercy to heal our broken world. Thank you.
Amen.